The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another awesome day here at RM Hive, and you're tuning in to Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. I'm your host, Revan, and our featured guest today is a Filipino author, former political activist, migrant advocate, and former city councilor in the Netherlands. Throughout her dynamic political career, she has thoughtfully explored the complexities of migrant life, navigating the delicate balance between preserving her Filipino heritage and embracing her new life in the Netherlands. Everyone, author of Chasing Windmills, let's welcome Maya Butalid. Hi, Maya. How are you? Thank you for joining us here today at Reader's Magnet.
Yeah. Hi, I'm okay. Yeah, it's I'm in the Netherlands, so it's now past 9 p.m.
It's past 9 p.m. That's all right, but we are
Yes.
here to enjoy
Yeah.
this, and this is your moment. We are going to interview you about your book, Chasing Windmills. So, Maya, Chasing Windmills is part memoir, part migrant story, and part activist reflection. What moment or story in the book do you feel that most captures who you are?
Well, actually, I think I can cite two chapters
Mm-hmm,
in my book because my book is actually a collection of
mm-hmm,
events in my life, but also especially my reflections on them. And those two chapters is chapter 3, My Search for God.
mm-hmm,
And that
mm-hmm,
other chapter is chapter 25, Creating and Recreating Identities. So, first,
mm-hmm,
the first one is, I'm really grateful for my life. And the best way that I think I can express my gratitude for my life is to develop myself to the fullest so that
mm-hmm,
I may be an instrument of God for whatever purpose He
mm-hmm,
has. And there's a passage also in the Bible that says, what you do to the least of my brethren, you do unto me. And I really
mm-hmm,
take that by heart because in that book, My Search for God, I was trying to look for, where is
mm-hmm.
God? How can I serve God? And I came across that passage, and I think I found God in helping the disadvantaged section of society. And that has
Mhm,
always motivated me to do things because by doing such, I know that I will be serving God. So that's one.
mhm,
And that other chapter, chapter 25, Creating and
mhm,
Recreating Identities, because I believe that one's identity is not static but dynamic. So you
mhm. Yeah.
continuously actually redefine your identity, and you do that in connection with the society. So you are in the social context you are in connectedness with
Mhm,
others. So in the course of my life, especially as a Filipino migrant in another country, you constantly ask yourself, okay, yeah, what does it tell about me? So I
mhm,
always see myself in connectedness with others because I know, yeah, you cannot stand alone. So I think those two chapters, those two moments in my life defines me as a person.
mhm.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I hope it's clear.
Yeah, it is actually clear. I've actually read some parts of the book already, and
Mhm.
I really love the way that you've actually some sort of realized something when you were in the Philippines, and then when you went to Netherlands and realized like, oh, it's actually a different place here, and it's like there's a different type of the way the government is actually dealing with things there.
Yeah.
And for example, what struck me the most was like the Netherlands. Some of I don't know if most of them or some of the people, they don't actually know more about the people that are in poverty there. So
Hmm.
I was like, and you were like in the book as I read it, like this is so different. Like some people here are actually becoming like invisible or being ignored
Mm-hmm.
here while you're in the while you were in the Netherlands and in the Philippines. People actually see these people as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's, I actually love how you dealt with that as well. So as a
Yeah,
migrant
yeah,
in
because
the
I
Netherlands.
realize because you always think in the Philippines, of course, poverty is more the lack of material things, basic things
True.
such as housing and
Yeah.
food, which is true, and that's taken care of in the Netherlands, being a welfare state. But then there is
Mm-hmm.
also that kind of poverty which I saw here, and that is that social poverty, because of course
Mm-hmm.
uh, connectedness with others, with society is also a basic need of people. And then when you don't have the means to, yeah, you don't have the means to have to visit somebody or
Mm-hmm. Yes.
to join a club, then actually you get isolated, socially
Yes.
isolated, and actually quite heavy also. So that's
Yes.
my realization. So and which we always have, even if you're materially
Yeah.
poor in Philippines, you always have contacts with your family, with your friends. But here
True.
you can really get isolated, and that sort of really touched me also. Yeah.
Yes. And you know what? The title is actually so striking. Chasing windmills. So can you share what the metaphor means to you, especially looking back now?
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, as you have read, Chasing
Mm-hmm.
Windmills is makes reference to the
Mm-hmm.
character of Miguel Cervantes' novel Don Quixote,
Yeah.
who his quest for the goodness and the nobility, and
Mm-hmm.
he jousted windmills thinking they were giants.
Mm-hmm.
So actually that resonates me very much, because an important guiding principle which I hold high in my life is to do the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes this is not always easy. So
Mm-hmm. True.
and even sometimes it seems futile, why am I doing this? But anyway, I do it anyway. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't go for what is practical or for what is realistic, but I am led by my ideals to be at the right side of history, to do what is
Mm-hmm.
right, and to do what is good. So I think
Mm-hmm.
I can compare myself. That's why I chose the title, because I can also
Yeah.
compare myself to Don Quixote, and
Yeah.
sometimes he is actually a bit crazy. So sometimes I would tell myself, "Why am I doing this? Am I crazy?"
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
anyway, that is one thing which really drives me to do things,
Yeah.
just to do the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? My most favorite part while reading, I have not read the whole book yet.
Yeah.
I was just like halfway there, but the most favorite part when I was reading it is just like the way you tell the story. It's just like you're there, you're there beside me, and you're telling these things. You're like when you were in college and you were
Mhm.
an activist at the
Mhm.
University of the Philippines, and then leaving this group because they're not already representing your ideals and
Yeah.
just the way you tell the story like about your neighborhood. It's just like
Mhm.
you're there with me and I can actually picture it in my mind. So that's why I really love the narrative of the book.
Yeah.
So
Thank
you
you.
write openly about identity, balancing life as a Filipina, a migrant in the Netherlands,
Mhm.
and a mother of mixed cultural children. How has that shaped your view of belonging?
Yeah, well, I think a belonging for me is making connections
Mm-hmm.
and building relationships. So, as a
Mm-hmm.
Filipino migrant, of course, I'm out of the Philippines and I'm put in another context, the Dutch society.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I tried to try to look for that belongingness. I built relationships,
Mm-hmm.
connections in that society, and that motivated me to integrate as much as I can. But at the same time, I actually retained my connectedness to the Philippines. So I've
True.
never really been away from the Philippines in the sense physically away, but actually I have always. It seems that I haven't left the Philippines, but at the same time, I'm also already in another social context. So I
Mm-hmm.
think, and belonging is making bridges, and you need instruments to do that.
Mm-hmm.
One important instrument is the language. So I really took
Mm-hmm.
learning the language, the Dutch language, very seriously because I
Mm-hmm.
know that is essential to
Yes.
become part of that society. But another important instrument is actually being open to new things, to new
Mm-hmm.
experiences, and to be able to discern what works for me. Because of course you are overwhelmed with new things, and
Mm-hmm.
many times they appear very very attractive, but
Yes.
then because you have this still part of your identity is still the Filipino-ness. So you
Mm-hmm.
always continue to discern, okay, what is this for me? Does this
Mm-hmm.
work for me? So you just don't absorb, without reflection.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, that shaped my view of belongingness. It is a
Mm-hmm.
choice that you make, and it entails efforts from your part to,
Yes.
yeah, to belong. And it is
Yes.
a constant question you ask yourself. Yeah, where do I belong? How do I belong? Yeah. So I think, yeah,
Yes. I love that. You know what strikes me the most is like you choose to belong. You choose where to belong. I love that message actually
yeah,
from that speech of yours. And you know what? What what you mentioned a while ago is that you're learning Dutch. This is also what I like about reading your book because you're sharing these words as well. So
yeah.
this is a this Dutch word means so yeah. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because it's actually, yeah, in my book I have some Dutch words also. Of course, I explain
Yeah.
it because it's I also want to bring my readers to, at least to that feeling how it is.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, some words you really cannot translate. There is no single
True.
translation, so I just use the Dutch word and then I try to explain how it is, what it
Yes.
means. Yeah, yeah,
And it's like a free lesson for Dutch words. So like sitting there and yeah, I'm understanding the words as well as I read the book. So some of the most powerful parts of the book are your experiences with activism and personal challenges like breast cancer. How did those shape the way you choose to tell your story?
well, actually I would rephrase the question.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, I think it's more the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
In the first place, I want my storytelling to be open,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
to be honest, and to be
Mm-hmm.
authentic. So because I have that in mind, then I just don't share the events which happened in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Such as my activism, having breast
Yes.
cancer. But what I find important is how these events touch my life, touch me as a
Mm-hmm.
person. So that so the events in my life is the outer story which people can
Mm-hmm.
see, but I also want to show that inner story, how these events affected me, how these events triggered me and touched
Mm-hmm.
me, um, yeah, touch me as a person. The
Yes.
inner thoughts that I had, and this is the inner story,
Yes.
and that's why I'm quite relaxed with narrating personal events.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, somebody also told me, yeah, I like your story. They're
Yeah.
very open and authentic, and yeah,
Yeah. And I've also read that in your book as well. Like, I don't know if it was about the word chasing windmills, so or the book itself. It actually has like two parts. So it's like the happening outside
yeah,
and the changes that you have actually experienced within you. So it's like a character development.
yeah,
So
yeah,
doing things with the external factors and
yeah,
how you deal with the storm inside or the challenges
yeah.
within you. So I love that
Yeah,
actually.
so actually, if you read between the lines, I'm actually talking also about
Mhm.
my personal growth while I
Yes.
undergo those events in my life.
Uh-huh.
discerning, for example, discerning things, what's important
Mm-hmm.
for me, what matters. So even that realization about poverty, I find actually that a
Mm-hmm.
very revealing thing, which I learned here. Because we
Mm-hmm.
always think, oh yeah, it's a rich country and it's a social welfare country, so
Mm-hmm.
there's no poverty. But that actually also really strike me, how
Mm-hmm.
one could live in poverty, but then in another context. And yeah, so yeah, so actually,
Yes.
of course, we always value our family, our social network, our social friends,
Yeah.
but then having seen that, you value them more because
Yeah.
um, yeah.
And I also would like to commend you for writing the book. It's very honest, actually. For all our viewers out there, if you will read Maya's book, she's actually very honest in here. So one of the events that actually that I can always imagine from you, Maya, is that when you were telling the story about when you were still living in P del Pilar, and you're talking about the neighborhood, and was like, she's so honest, by the way. So like no filter at all. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, no filter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, some people think it's difficult
Yeah.
to to relate with others without filter, but actually, it's very easy. You
Yeah.
just be yourself. You just be honest. You don't have to think of what to. You don't
True.
have to think how to present
Yes.
yourself. This is me. What you see
Yeah.
is that's me.
Yep.
you know so, and then
It's also very therapeutic.
yeah, you will always also be, whenever you talk, you are always consistent, because
True.
you only have that story,
Yes.
and yeah, so
And yes, and it strengthens your story as well. So
yeah.
good though. And beyond writing, you've also lived these experiences very publicly, like as an activist, a counselor, and now as an author. With that in mind, what are you most excited to share with the readers at the Frankfurt International Book Fair?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I want to amplify the voices and perspective of Filipino
Mm-hmm.
diaspora, or diaspora in general, for that
Mm-hmm.
matter. And actually, we have this group of Filipino authors based in
Mm-hmm.
Europe,
Mm-hmm.
Philippine Literary Circle Europe, and we actually sort of lobbied with the organizers, because the Philippines is a guest of honor. So there is a committee
Mm-hmm.
to make the program. We sort of lobbied with them that there should be a voice of the diaspora, because the Filipino diaspora, while we are living outside of the country, we are still part of the Philippines. So
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about the country, when you talk about its people, its culture, that includes also Filipinos who are
Mm-hmm.
overseas, the diaspora. So,
Yes.
so we wanted also to include showcasing the Filipino diaspora in the programming of the
Yes.
Philippine as guest of honor in the Frankfurt Book Fair. And actually, I am glad that they took us on board.
Mm-hmm.
So several of us are actually part of the talks, of the events during the programming of this 5 day book fair. And I must say, I will be participating in two events.
Mm-hmm.
It's a discussion
Mm-hmm.
where I am one of the panelists, and
Oh,
one
nice.
is already in on Wednesday, October 15,
Uh-huh.
and it's about world shaped by home away from home. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
perspective of the diaspora. And the other session is on Saturday, October 18, and writing far,
Mm-hmm.
writing home. So I think, yeah, that's actually where I am excited about to include the
Mm-hmm.
diaspora in the whole programming, to present also the Filipino diaspora as part of showcasing the Philippines, being
True.
part of the Philippines and its people and its culture. So I'm very
Yes.
excited to present ourselves together with my other Filipino authors who are in Europe, and we will
Yes.
also be having our own booth where we want really
Mm.
to be seen, to
Yes.
yeah, and hopefully we can, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you can connect with other authors and other the readers as well. And yeah, and for for all our viewers out there, Maya Butalid will be at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. She will be signing books there. So you might want to catch her there and signing her book, Chasing Windmills, and get a copy of her book as well. And Maya, are there specific events, panels, or discussions you'll be joining that you're especially looking forward to?
Yeah, the two events I already mentioned about,
Mm-hmm.
where I
Yeah.
will be one of the panelists.
Mm-hmm.
World Shaped by Home, Away from Home, and on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
Writing Far, Writing Home.
Mm-hmm.
But as I already mentioned, also the German translation of Chasing Windmills.
Mm-hmm.
I will see it for the first time. Now I've only seen the pictures. So we will also be
Uh-huh.
bringing my German publisher will also be bringing
Mm-hmm.
them there, and we hope to also be able to present them
Mm-hmm.
in our booth. And of course, we will also be organizing book signings in our
Mhm,
booth, and um, there is also of course, my books will also be present in the Philippine stand,
mhm,
official Philippine stand. So I will also partly be there to talk to
mhm,
people. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I will also be trying to make appointments with publishers, because actually I
mhm,
really want my book, especially Chasing Windmills, to be
mhm.
translated to other languages, because
Nice.
I want also not only to inspire Filipino, uh,
Uh-huh.
not only Filipino diaspora, but actually also other migrants,
Other guests.
because I think that yeah, with the
True.
globalization, people, we see people, they're traveling
Yes,
and people settling in other countries, and I think it's important to realize that they continue to play a role in their
yes,
respective countries of origin, but at the same time in the host countries where they are in. So I
true,
actually want to, yeah, that's my advocacy also,
true.
to amplify and yeah, to showcase also the role of migrants in bridging cultures and nations, and yeah, so yeah, it will be a very busy 5 days for me.
Going to be very busy, yes. And
Yeah.
for all our viewers out there, or German friends, or people who speak German, Chasing Windmills by Maya Butalid will be available in German language as well. And she also has a plan of translating this to other um, languages, so that all you guys will be inspired by her story. Because you know what, Maya, most of the readers will actually be inspired by the experiences of the authors, which is, especially if they're in the memoir form, I do learn experiences from all these other people, even if these are experiences that I might not experience in the future, but I can still learn from their transformations as well, because I can always relate it to my life, even even I'm
Yeah.
not going around. Yes,
Yeah, actually, the life of a migrant or immigrant is actually very exciting. I just
true.
realized, because you are constantly evolving. Of course, everywhere you will be constantly evolving as you go through
Yes,
life. But then you're really put in a very entirely different situation and context,
yes,
and you have to wrestle with that. You have to go
true,
through that and find your way and find yourself within that. So that makes it actually very exciting
true.
and
Love that.
yeah, challenging also.
Very
And
challenging. Yes, just
I want
every
to
day.
share that actually, especially to other migrants, that you have a story to tell. Every one of
Yes.
us has a story to tell, and that's what I want to also, why I want that my book will be read. It's not about me, it's not about my story, but it's actually so people can relate with it, and they can also
Mhm.
realize, I also have a story to tell, and to give them
Yeah,
that little push, to really write also their stories and bring it out to the world. Yeah.
true. I love that. you have a story to tell. So for all our
Yes.
viewers out there, you have a story to tell. So if you will
Yeah.
write it down and inspire
Yeah. Yeah.
people.
And Reader's Magnet, bring your story to the
Yeah,
world.
bring your story to the world. Yes. So Maya, the fair brings together authors and readers from all over the world. Who do you most hope Chasing Windmills will resonate with at the event like this?
Yeah, I really hope that I would meet other Filipinos also.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I expect probably mostly from Europe. So I want
Mm-hmm.
to reach them out and also to inspire them, as what I already said. They also have a story to
Yes.
tell. But I actually also hope to see other migrants and immigrants from other countries. Because as what I earlier mentioned, it's we are in an ambivalent position
Mm-hmm.
because maybe our country wouldn't see us, the migrants and immigrants, no longer as part of that country because we are away from
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
But then we are actually still a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but at the same time, we are also part of that society where we're in, where we are actually also not seen as part of that because, yeah, we are not native in that country. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's like yeah, there is yeah, some kind of yeah, where we are in that ambivalent position, and I
Yeah.
actually want to that we inspire each other, that we
True.
assert our voices and our perspective, that we
Yes.
have a place in this world. Yeah. So
Yes.
really hope, and then of course I hope to see other publishers who I can
Mm-hmm.
also motivate to translate
Yes.
my book in this case to other languages, to be able also to reach out to countries, nationals in the countries where there are
Mm-hmm.
many Filipino migrants, for example, that through that they may have a better understanding of how it is to be a migrant. So that's
True.
actually so my advocacy. Yeah, that's why I'm
Yes.
looking for publishers who can translate my book in various
Yes.
languages.
Yes.
Because I think really the diaspora has a role in bridging countries and in bridging cultures.
Uh-huh.
So
True.
so I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward that I can make gains towards that direction, towards that advocacy.
True. I really love your advocacy because it also enlightens with us. We share the story to the world. So spreading the awareness as well and the
Yeah.
inspiration to other people through um, dealing with other cultures and having a sense of belongingness as well. Love
Yes.
that. So
Yes.
right now, Maya, I'm going to give the spotlight to you. I'd like you to promote your book if you have any projects right now, and also the Frankfurt International Book Fair where you're going to sign your book as well. So I'll give the floor to you.
Okay. Now, yeah, yeah. My chasing with meals, it's already there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's in Amazon. It's more accessible in the Philippines because it's already sold in some bookstores there.
Mhm.
But international, it can be bought via Amazon in all countries. And
Mhm.
I have my second book is The Heart of a Mother. It's
Mhm.
actually a collection of short stories inspired by
Mhm.
true stories of mothers I have known all through these years. So it's
Mhm.
not just Filipino mothers, because I've also worked for many years with refugees. So I also wrote a story of a Syrian mother. I've also worked with many other migrants in the Netherlands. So I also have a
Mhm.
story of a Moroccan mother, of a Turkish mother, but also cutting across cultures. So Filipinos from my generation, and also
Mhm.
Filipino mothers of the younger generation, and what is the commonness among them. And
Mhm.
they don't allow themselves to be defined, a good mother is a working mother, or a stay-at-home mom. No,
Mhm.
they are very clear. They follow their heart, and that is what is best for the children, and that is how they struggle through life. So
Mhm.
it's yeah. So that's my. It's not about me, but stories of real mothers. And I also wrote
Mhm.
about my mother in this book, who
Mhm.
shaped me actually to be the woman that I am now. And then
Yeah.
yeah, book projects. as I said, I want to, my advocacy now is especially for the diaspora. There is actually a part of that which is not seen, and which is quite a problem, and that is the undocumented migrants.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the right to stay, but and they're also struggling, and they're doing trying to make a living to support their families. And actually, I want to write also a book about that. I want to interview Filipino undocumented migrants in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
to also show how they have struggled with their life, but also especially to show how they have contributed positively to the society where they are in, because
Mm-hmm.
they're really hardworking. Only they are not being recognized by the government, and hopefully with that advocacy, that their contribution to society will also be recognized and appreciated. So that's an idea of a book project that I want to do, to be interviewing a lot of Filipino migrants with undocumented, without papers. And of course, as I mentioned, I used to be an activist in the
Mm-hmm.
Philippines, and really an activist. I was part of the underground movement. That was many years
Mm-hmm.
ago when I left it. I also wrote about it, why I
Mm-hmm.
left. I had some criticisms, but then
Mm-hmm.
that book will be coming soon, because the manuscript is already finished. We are proofreading
Mm-hmm.
it,
Nice.
and it's quite challenging because it's actually a critique of that
Uh-huh.
movement that we were part of. And
Yes.
I will be doing that together with my husband,
Mm-hmm.
because we feel that I feel morally compelled
Mm-hmm.
to come out with that criticism, because of course that movement is still existing, and it's still attracting especially youth in the Philippines. And I want to share, what things didn't go well or are not well. At least I feel that that is my obligation, moral
Mm-hmm.
obligation, to come out with that, because I was part of it then. Uh, so that will be also coming out. So it's actually quite challenging, because I know many people will get angry with me. But
And I'm also interested about that because I want to know. I want to know what's the tea in there. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So it's quite an open, really, upfront critique. But it's
Yeah.
not only a critique, because of course, when you because I really believe that it's not criticizing is very easy, but
Mhm.
coming up with alternatives that could work,
Mhm.
is the harder part. So there is also a part there moving forward, and then what have we learned from what we think as the mistakes in those period, and how we could, what we could do to move forward, to bring our country to a better place, so that's also the content of that book. So it's not just criticizing, but it's coming
Mhm.
out with what we think, where we should be going, in which direction we should be going. So I'm looking forward to that book, but at the same time I'm a bit apprehensive about it,
Mhm.
about possible reactions,
Yeah.
but that's
Yes.
quite a political book, but at the same time also really socially relevant.
Yes.
And that's what
So,
I mean, and that's what I mean when I said, the Don Quixote,
uh-huh.
you have to
Yes.
do the right thing, and sometimes it's difficult. It's not the easy way, but then, yeah, but you think it's the right thing. So maybe I'm crazy why I will be doing that.
But you're doing it for the right to this direction and a goal. So
Yeah,
that's all right. Yeah. So you have the power information. So use it, right? So
yeah.
So everyone, Maya Butalid, her book Chasing Windmills is available on Amazon. You can also find there her other book, The Heart of a Woman, and her other book is also coming soon. So watch out for that. So thank you, Maya, for joining us here at Readers Magnet. I had a great time chatting with you right now.
Thank you also. Yeah.
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 So, guys, let's turn the pages and unravel the secrets of your personal odyssey. And I believe that your ink never runs dry. So go tell your story, you storyteller. I'm your host, Revan. And as we say it here at Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Bye for now. Stay awesome.